What is going on, everyone? Happy Days here. Apologies, I know this is probably my first video that I posted in probably 2 months now. Like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been getting content out sooner between work and life and everything else that came out. Unfortunately, I got super busy. Been able to play One Piece, but haven't really had a lot of time to do much else. And unfortunately, the videos were impacted. So apologies to everyone who, kept watching my videos on a daily basis. I promise I'll start getting some more videos out there so you guys can enjoy the content, especially with 10th anniversary right around the banner. It's always a fun time of year. There's a lot of speculation of what units will be there, what's going on. But today's video, I'm just going to keep it pretty simple just because I haven't been on in a while. So what we're going to do is, for the last 90 days or so, I've been saving a bunch of my Legend tickets that are out there. So I'm just going to do about 20 pulls of my Legend tickets just to see what we get. I do have most of the Legends outside of the newer ones. I haven't pulled for any of the last batch that came out with the Perona and those guys. I didn't pull on the Femlaw banner or the Kid or Killer banner there. So I'm just trying to save gems for anniversary. I have roughly about 2,400 saved up right now. I'm hoping that with the anniversary, I don't have to go spend more than maybe 100 or 200 just to get up to 3,000. Worst case scenario, guarantee at least two of the units that are there. But typically, with the averages that go out to 600 to 800 gems per legend, hopefully I can get them all with the gems I have, and I don't have to spend a penny. But we'll see what happens. So to go into that first, let's do a quick PSA. Because I didn't realize it myself until I was doing this video, but the new season of Grand Party just started. So if you haven't yet, make sure you do your Grand Party matches before the reset happens. Otherwise, you'll only be able to get 12 wins max. Be sure when you're done, like you see here, I just finished my matches, go in and set your leader to someone who's just not good. That way, it'll just give everyone a chance to go ahead and get their wins without having to take bursts or anything like that from G5. So just simply change your leader at the end of the day. It doesn't so much matter until you get towards the 9 wins category, because that's when they start hiding teams from you. So that's where it's really important that when they start hiding teams, the team that's hidden, just make sure that you choose a unit that's on there, let people know what teams you're using, and just help everyone get the wins, right? It's a community. Let's do it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into some polls. Like I said, I'm only going to do probably 20 out of the 50 I have, just because I don't want the video to be too long. What I'd like to get out of here is any of the newer units or Hiyori. I didn't get Burgess on the Blackbeard banner that was there, so it'd be nice if I could pull him as well. So let's go ahead and just get into some of the summons. Along the way, I'll just share some of my thoughts of what I think of the 10th anniversary, what it'll be, what characters will be there, and we'll have some fun. So luckily for me, my sister-in-law got me this awesome hat. It's going to be my summoning hat from now on. So let's go ahead and do some pulls and see what happens. And I'm just going to just grab these from the Grand Party rewards real quick before we start. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. The good news about dupes, usually one of the main reasons that I haven't been using a lot of these dupes is just because they take a box space, right? I do have the kind of the fear of missing out that if I sell the units to the bazaar or do anything like that, that they will kind of be wasted there. So typically I just try to save them. And also it's kind of cool getting 50 different legends at one time, right? You can just see what the distribution is, what it looks like. But now with the new co-op system that's coming out, there's a luck factor that comes in. So you might actually want to start feeding some of your dupes so you can get that up. We'll probably talk a little bit more about the co-ops in another video, a little bit longer, just because there's a lot of new details that came out with the 10th anniversary. It's a lot different than what I originally thought it was going to be in terms of the mode. I thought it was going to be much more simple, but it looks like they're making it into a pretty complex game mode there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So I got the Ace Akainu on the first pull. On this pull, we got Marco. The Marco is actually already max limit break for me. The Akainu, I actually think I need one more to fully max him, so that's good. We'll take that, and we'll just keep rolling on. So one thing I did want to talk about is I think the last video I had put out was when I actually pulled on the S-Hawk banner, and that was at the time, I had to pull to the 25th, I believe, multi it was to pull him. My luck was terrible. But he was a unit that is just completely broken in PvP, right? So sometimes if there's a unit like that that comes out, you really want to put the time in and the effort in. And even though I had 3,000 gems at that time, obviously it sucked a bunch down. So we did pull Bardo here, which is cool. I don't think I have him fully maxed, so yeah, more great stuff. But yeah, so with the S-Hawk, some units are worth pulling. So I would have had more for Anniversary, but S-Hawk came out. He was critical. I liked him. Unfortunately, I had to go deep for him, but that's just kind of how it is. Oh, we got the Momonosuke here. So I pulled this guy for the first time probably... it was probably about 3 months ago, right before I started saving. So I do have one more copy I need to get his Super Tandem to max. So that's awesome. We'll be able to, and that's the unevolved form too. So we'll be able to go ahead and definitely use that to get his Super Tandem up. Unfortunately, I thought he would be a better unit in PvP, when he originally came out. And I don't have the cross guild, so maybe that's part of it as well. But what I found is that, he didn't really help out the quick team that much. So I don't know if I'll use him going forward. Obviously, in this season, the blue teams aren't really buffed. Strength teams are nerfed, so I think you'll see, I don't know how many blue teams you'll see or quick teams you'll see out there this season in Grand Party, but we'll see how it goes on. So we did have, unfortunately, this was a 4-star that snuck into our massive amount of Sugo pulls, so we'll just pull this. We're not expecting anything here. We'll just quickly skip through this. My boy Usopp. All right, back to the pulls here. This one is a limited pool pull. Like I said, it'd be really nice if we get the Hiyori that goes along with the Momonosuke we just saw there. I don't have that Hiyori, so if I was able to pull them, that would be good. I do have, obviously, this Law. I don't think he's maxed, so again, a good pull. We'll use him, and we'll continue on. A lot of unevolved legend pulls so far, which is interesting, as opposed to the evolved form, but it kind of is what it is. So just going into the other recent Sugovests that go on, so I did go kind of deep onto the Vegapunk Sugo as well. I think I ended up going somewhere on the order of up to multi 10 to pull Vegapunk himself. He actually surprisingly became one of my favorite characters in One Piece. And from there, I just wanted to get him. Yeah, I thought when he first came out, when you heard about what he did with Caesar and the gas and all that stuff, I thought I would hate the character, but I actually have really grown to like both the satellites as well as Vegapunk himself. So I did pull for him. He's not super broken in any means, and actually I was kind of disappointed in terms of what he would be able to help bring Choppa to the PvP team. But unfortunately, with Atlas and him and Lilith, and it doesn't feel like the Cerebral team is quite there. I do have a team, and maybe I'll show a video a little bit later, or in a future video, where I have a team with all of them on it, and actually I'm able to beat the Slasher Challenge with S-Hawk that's in the single matches, which is pretty impressive. But it just seems like they just don't have enough attack power and enough defense to really just keep them alive. Even if you have units like Shanks, Uta, there to help kind of buff the team. But we do like that Chopper unit. We will take that. I do think he is max, but I just like Chopper, but he's cute. What can I say? So let's just keep going here. We are just plowing through. I think we're probably somewhere in the 5 to 7 range, I think, that we've done so far. So yeah, with the Vegapunk units, I did pull because, like I said, Vegapunk is one of my favorite units, so that was good. This is a more recent unit, which I got as well. This is the Katakuri Oven unit. I didn't have him. I got him actually on the Vegapunk banner when I was pulling. I pulled on part 1, and these guys were on part 1, and they were new for me. So I definitely don't have these guys anywhere near maxed out. They don't have a super tandem or last tap or anything like that, but definitely will be used to kind of help get them to 150. So now with the co-op system too, you want to get units to 150, right? Because you get additional powers, additional abilities. So on top of having the dupes be able to raise the luck, you also will be able to get them to get better stats in the co-op once they release it, once we get to an idea of kind of what is actually there. Old pull of Rayleigh here. This guy I know for sure is maxed. So he'll probably just sit in the box for a little bit until we eventually sell him to kind of help take some of the luck. So we've kind of had a mix so far. A couple older units, couple newer units. Nothing kind of too crazy or unexpected here. Arlong here. Or sorry, Hody Jones there. This is a much older unit. I don't think I've pulled this guy in quite some time. So yeah, we'll see Hody Jones there. It's nice that pulling and not having to worry about animations, just knowing that you're going to constantly see red. Frankie Tanky! I hate this guy. I have him maxed out. I hope he burns in a fire. So we're just going to keep rolling on through there. All right, next red poster. Let's see what we get. Fuji. I maxed this guy out pretty close to when he first came out. It seemed like for the next couple sugofests that came out after he debuted, I was pulling that guy like crazy. It was insane how often I was pulling him. So he's fully maxed out for me, and I probably just sent him to the bazaar just because I saw so many. Again, Halloween Shanks, have him maxed out, as well as the Halloween Law that was released somewhere to there. So it is what it is. That's the wrong Hiyori that I got. I was hoping to get the other one. But she's not bad. I mean, she's a great unit. If you don't have her, the ability to get the Wano slots is pretty awesome. Good unit, used in even a lot of content that you see recently, especially when it comes to the Kazuna Super Bosses. You'll see her used in that kind of content. I hate ulti. I have pulled, no word of a lie, probably about 20 copies of this ulti. It's heartbreaking when I see her, and I will instantly sell her. I don't even care if I get luck from her. I just get out of my box. I don't want her in my box. What can I say? All right, we move on. Next red is going to be Halloween Ace. So I think I need one more copy of this guy to max him out. So this might do it for me to get him to 150. If I remember correctly, I think he's using actually some of the Grand Voyage content that's there. I've been slacking on Grand Voyage, admittedly. So I do have to kind of get in there. But Grand Voyage, with the rewards just really aren't great. I've got kind of all the key rewards so far. So I haven't really put an emphasis on it. But we got the man himself, Whitebeard, coming out. That unit's already maxed for me, so that's just going to be a dupe. Oh, click the wrong button there. All right. I think this might be one of the last ones that we do, and we'll have a second part video where we use the other 25 pulls. Brook here, we have this Brook fully maxed out, so not really too much help there. What was nice is that, when he came out at the time was his game over ability was always such a unique mechanic. In the first, when it first came out, the ability to who plans to die, right? So the fact that he was able to, give a revive, helped a bunch of zombie teams and things like that when he first came out. So for the time, he was a great pull. Now, not so much. So sorry, I'm just going to do probably another 6 pulls just to get us kind of halfway there. And we'll see what the pulls look like. They haven't been great so far. Like I said, I didn't expect much. These are all just, red tickets from Corazon there. These are all just red tickets from different Kazunas, from different TMs, and just rewards and things like that. So I never expect to get much on those reward banners. I've gotten lucky a couple times here and there, but typically my luck is just not good on these banners. Oh, a single Akainu this time. No ace. V2 Akainu there. All right, let's see what the next poster has in store for us. So in terms of what I'm thinking for, I hate this Brook too. What I'm thinking in terms of what will go on the anniversary. So originally I was kind of, I really thought they were going to save Vegapunk for the anniversary, and it was going to be, Vegapunk units would be. Ooh, that's actually a huge good pull. The Beckman crew there, they are not maxed out, so that is a great pull. We will definitely take that. I think they're close, like 1 or 2 copies away. So that's definitely a good pull for us there. But as I was saying, in terms of the 10th anniversary, I really thought it was going to be the Vegapunk units that were going to be the kind of the main draw. I thought there was going to be obviously a Luffy unit. There's always a Luffy unit, so I thought it was going to be the Luffy versus. Oh, there's Hiyori hanging out again. Wrong one, but we'll take it. So we always thought it was going to be, or I always thought it was going to be the Vegapunk units, Lucci and Luffy. And that was kind of was going to be focused around, maybe you'll get different copies of the Straw Hats, things like that. But they kind of really went in a weird direction, right? By releasing all the Vegapunk satellites and the unit himself early, especially the hype for the character and for the Egghead arc, I thought for sure that was going to be what happened. But obviously that didn't happen, and we don't have really any details yet on what the units are. We'll probably get some slow data leaks in the next 4 or 5 days. Usually 3 or 4 days before the actual anniversary itself, we'll have at least some data downloads mined of what the units are and what they do. So now that we know that the Vegapunk won't be featured there, and the satellites won't be featured there, it's who else is going to be featured there. So I definitely think you are going to see still Luffy, Lucci. I don't know if they're going to do anything with Sanji's fights, I mean, they're not. The problem is that, if they were to follow where the manga is right now, there's just a lot of crazy characters who are being introduced. But because they're not up to that yet, right, they obviously can't use that. So I don't want to do any manga spoilers, so I want to keep it kind of spoiler-free if you're not caught up to the manga, if you're an anime watcher only. So all I will say is, I think obviously Luffy and Lucci are going to be part of the celebration. And I also think that there will be a character that you will see who fights another character. And again, no spoilers, I'm not saying any names. But for those of you who know, I do think that they will be on that banner as well. And we'll see what happens there. So that's my guess for now. They can go anyway. And we'll just have to see what they do. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm super appreciative for everyone that tunes in, spends a few minutes and watches these videos. I love hearing from you guys. So in the comment section below, let me know. Are you hyped up for the 10th anniversary? Do you have any plans? How many gems do you have saved up? I would love to hear from you guys in terms of how your game plan or strategy is going into the 10th anniversary. Just a quick reminder, I said in the beginning of the video, but just, if you missed that first day, you can't get more than 12 wins, so make sure you go into your GP matches, get that done, get the wins, get out, and make sure you set your character to a non-threatening one that won't burst you, or won't burst your opponent when they fight you, just to make it easier for everyone else to get in there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.